My 19th birthday, Valentine's Day, is when they told me I was epileptic. I know I'm gonna be out in maybe 10 seconds. I'm not gonna remember anything. I hope somebody sees me and knows what they're doing so I can make it back home. Blacking out and then waking up in the hospital and having them tell you, you can't drive no more. You can't go out with your friends and do certain things. You gotta stay at home. It's demoralizing. It changes everything. And I will never forget that day. The first time I ever had a witness of a seizure was at work. I was in the bathroom and I kept throwing up and crying a lot. It would get worse and worse and worse and worse.
We were kind of just caught in limbo. We didn't know what path to take. We were still in the process of getting the diagnosis. And he was still having seizures throughout the week at home. We were so emotional because we didn't know how to handle it.
There's never a time where a patient that's experiencing neurologic events needs to give up hope and stop pursuing medical care. And when I first met Silas, I think they were kind of getting to that point where they were saying, I don't know what it is that's going on and no one can seem to figure it out.
So from 19 to 21, I've been in the house, not able to work, not able to see any friends, not able to communicate.
We thought that the medicine was going to be enough. That wasn't the case. It just revved up. It took a whole different turn.
I think that's the first thing I was blown away was just how bad his epilepsy was. His seizures were very violent. When some patients have epilepsy, it can affect the parts of your brain that allow you to breathe or for your heart to beat. So if you have a bad enough seizure, it can stop those things. And we were worried about that with Silas.
Once we got the correct form of testing, once we were able to observe his seizures in a monitored, safe environment, it was apparent right away that he was having seizures and his diagnosis was epilepsy.
As a mom, you don't want your child to hurt. He was having a lot of seizures, and it's hard to see your child in pain and you can't do anything. It was relieving that we found out what was wrong, but what's the next steps? And how can I get him to live a normal life, a fulfilling life that he deserves?
Dr. Quezada brought Silas's case to me right away and said, this is somebody we really got to look into surgery for because I'm worried about him.
We didn't want him to have the surgery. We kind of pushed it as
far
as we could. Dr. Whiting was like, he said, listen, if you give me a chance to give him his life back, let me try. We could try.
In Silas's case, we were able to find a part of his brain that we felt was causing almost all of his seizures, and more importantly, was a part of a brain that wasn't doing a whole lot of functioning for him otherwise. So in a lot of ways, that's the best case scenario. That means we can take that part of the brain out that's causing the seizures, cause no harm to Silas, and hopefully cure his epilepsy.
He kept saying he's so young. He's so young. We want to try to give him a better life, a better life, a better life, a better life. And he did it.
Surgery is hope. Surgery is hope for freedom. Surgery is hope for cure. Surgery is hope for a different life. He did wonderfully. He healed up great. You can barely see his incision, and I think the thing that we all care about, he hasn't had a seizure since the moment he walked out of the OR.
I owe that man my life. I promise you. I've never had somebody jump in my life like that, be a father figure. It's different.
I try to treat all these patients like their family. And at the end, I mean, you feel like you're going through it together in a lot of ways.
Now we're just looking forward to having fun, just traveling a lot more, being outside more, go back to work, basketball, football.
I was able to play basketball for the first time again in 6 months.
We're looking forward to that freedom a little bit, that breath of fresh air a little bit.
When a patient does well after epilepsy surgery, I get to see them for the rest of their lives seizure-free and living a normal life, not being scared anymore. And to be honest, that's why we do it.
Something like Silas is one of the best stories that you could hope for in medicine. he's going through his life with an even more positive outlook than before, if that's possible. You can't ask for anything more gratifying than that.
It's never a bad day, just a bad moment and a good day. Waking up in the morning and just being upset all the time, it doesn't do nothing. If you can believe in yourself first, you put that strength in yourself, then you're gonna be okay.
Grateful for AGH, Dr. Whiting, just the whole team, that we got a chance for him to live a normal life.
Without her, I wouldn't be who I am.
Oh, thank you, Zach. You're a good kid.
You a good mama.
I'll keep you, I guess.